Good early afternoon. We are live. You are joining us for the Blue Plate Special. I'm Andy Andrews. We're here in beautiful downtown Orange Beach, high atop the highest skyscraper in the city of Orange Beach. And it's a pretty day. Pretty day. Not too hot. Heather Olson, how you doing? Happy Tuesday. You shared in Utah. Appreciate it. Ron Lee Tung, hey. Met me a couple times at an ITAM conference. I don't have to tell Dr. Barbie said hi. Kim Petrucki, good afternoon from Northern Texas. Dina Kilpatrick, good afternoon. And you shared, thank you so much. If you're joining us for the first time and you are on Facebook, you can share that page. You can share what we're doing right now to your page, and we'd appreciate that. If you're on YouTube, you can press the subscribe button. On LinkedIn, if you're on LinkedIn, watching us on LinkedIn, you can loosen your tie, take your suit down a little bit. And if you're on Wisdom Harbor, we're glad to have you and pleased that you're watching through our streaming service. George Padron, or is it Jorge? I wouldn't know. I have to spell it phonetically, but even phonetically is not spelled phonetically. Nancy Bergen, good morning. 52 degrees in Colorado. Dave Huco. You're watching from South Central Minnesota. Christy Woods, my sister. Hello. Hello, Crisco. How are you? And we have a good show for you today. We're going to freeform the show today. Marcy Taylor from Pasco, Washington. Just telling you, we're going to freeform and we're going to do what you present to us in a topic. Who's that from Indiana? Hannah Gadlich. Yeehaw from Indiana. You know, see, I would never say yeehaw from Alabama because that's what people kind of think of us anyway. You know, I think maybe if you're in New York, you can get away with a yeehaw. Lane Noble from Kentucky, you could probably get away with a yeehaw. Martin Simmons, Gomer says, hey, the Floyd 92 chapter. Donald and Evelyn Perry from Belleville, Ontario, Canada. Tim Broadhurst. Hey, buddy, you and Granny. I call his wife Granny because she looks like a model, you know. I mean, it's like the first time I met her, Tim was saying, yeah, her you know, our grandchildren. I'm like, you don't look like my grandmother. You know, so I start calling her Granny. Elizabeth Torres, hello from Wilmington, Delaware. And, of course, Tim is no slouch. Tim and Granny, they look like Ken and Barbie on a cake. Pat Stegall from Florida. Okay, are you ready to hear the topic? The topic is television theme show songs. All right, so if you have, this is what we want to talk about. So my wife and I were watching MeTV the other night. Vicki LeDuc, Lundstrom, Roger and Vicki, Freeland, Michigan. Thank you for being here. And what is your favorite television theme song of all time? So we're gonna talk about some we think are great. But Christy, your sister-in-law, my wife, Polly, and I were watching MeTV the other night, and we always sing with the songs, but we started talking about what those songs have meant, and just the collective memory. I mean, we are like a murmuration of starlings when it comes to TV theme show songs, because we're like we have this one collective memory. I mean, I could do the 6 notes intro to a television theme show from the 70s, and I bet you 50% of you could start singing with the first word. Dun, 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 dun. Here's the story of a lovely lady Very lovely girls, all of them at arrow go like their mother, the youngest one in curls. It's a story of a man named Brady who was busy with 3 boys of his own till the one day when the lady met this fellow, something like that. So, but my sister, Christy is probably just like frothing at the mouth right now. She loved the Brady Bunch. Christy loved the Brady Bunch more than she liked Leif Garrett. His real name was Leif Garrett, but she had pictures of him up on the wall, and I would say, wow, those are great pictures of Leif. His name is Leif. Yeah, I know, Leif Garrett. It's Leif Garrett. It's Leif Garrett. Yes, I enjoy Leif's music. It's called. I mean, I would just like terrorize her, and boy, she would get real defensive about Leif Garrett. And how about Leif now, Christy? Huh? Look up a picture of him now. Christy says, "You're mean." Yeah, well, I was, and maybe there's still a little bit of that in me. Lane Noble says, "Pinky and the Brain theme song." Lane, that's your favorite? Nobody in our studio audience has ever heard of it.
That's an odd one. Do you know that one, Andy?
I don't. Do you?
Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius. The other is insane. I don't know it very well. It's been a very long time since I think anyone's heard Pinky and the Brain.
I have not heard of that, but that sounds good. Sing it for us again. Come on, do it.
I'd probably get it wrong, but I think it's like Pinky and the Brain, the Pinky and the Brain. One is a genius, the other is insane. And I don't know the rest of the words.
Okay, Pinky and the Brain. You know, there are some television theme songs that actually were so iconic that they actually went on the Billboard charts. I mean, the radio stations were playing them, all right? So I listed like a top 8 or 9 or 10. Let me say that list, Matthew. These are songs that were television theme songs that actually made it onto the charts, okay? Peter Gunn. You remember that? Dun 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 dun. You know, high school bands. I think Henry Mancini wrote that. And while that was the theme song of the television show, Peter Gunn, who's like this secret agent guy, and it got on the charts. I think Henry Mancini made a fortune when high school bands found it. Because, I mean, when I was in high school, oh my God, every high school band in America, every college band in America, and now a theme, the high school marching band is playing the theme of Peter Gunn, Henry Mancini, and the tubas and the trombones and a dun 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 dun. And the kids just love that. I mean, kids just loved it. Okay, and then there was Bonanza. Now, I'll tell you a little story about Bonanza. You know, I used to work as a comedian, and I did some shows with some bands, with some singers that, these artists, these band members, sometimes they play with different instruments, but I knew 2 guys, a guitar player and a bass player, was Jody and Dale Maphis, M-A-P-H-U-S, Jody and Dale Maphis, and they played for a lot of the tours. Their daddy was a guy named Joe Maphis, who's a guitar player, and Joe Maphis, anytime in Nashville you bring up the name Joe Maphis, everybody says, yep, he's the guy who did the lick. And what they're talking about is he was the one who created Down, 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 down. Man, I'm coughing. I don't know why I'm coughing so bad. But that was Joe Maphis. Down, 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 down. I mean, all played on the lead guitar. That was Joe Maphis. Made the charts. Made the charts. Now, this one might surprise you that it made the charts. Come and listen to a story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. And one day he was shooting at some food, and up through the ground come a bubbling crude oil, that is, Texas tea. Well, the first thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. The kinfolk said, Jed, move away from there. They said, California is the place you ought to be, so they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is, swimming pools, movie stars, the Beverly Hillbillies. And so that one made the charts. Can you imagine, like, having that just folded in with all the other stuff? Oh. Secret Agent Man made the charts. Do y'all remember that one? Another huge win for the marching band community. It was like, Secret Agent Man, Secret Agent Man, you given her your number, but she doesn't know your name. Ding, 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 ding. And so that's Secret Agent Man. It was kind of a television version of James Bond. Secret Agent Man, Secret Agent. And they would do it like right in the middle of the show. You know, it would like take you to commercial, and there would be some kind of, you know, a love scene or whatever, and he would kiss her tenderly, and then their lips would part. Secret Agent Man, Secret Agent Man. And just like right in the middle of nothing. Just like, you know, you would be getting into the story. It's like, it's crazy. Oh, Martin Simmons, get a funeral director to help you stop that coughing. Yeah, I know. I need one. Here's one that made the charts. And I want to give you a clue to what it is. The clue to it is 8 grandmothers and a superhero. That's what the theme song is about. 8 grandmothers and a superhero. You got it? Nana, 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 Batman. There you go. 8 grandmothers, 8 nanas, and a superhero. The Batman theme actually was on the charts. Hawaii Five-0. Remember that? Wednesday nights. And that wave coming in. Oh my. And all the kids are going, that's the same guy that was on Swiss Family Robinson. You know, Dano. They just, yeah. Oh yeah. every one of the episodes, McGarrett with 5-0. Yeah, that's what he says, McGarrett 5-0. And when they finally got somebody, he would turn to that guy and say, "Book him, Dano." It was very cool. And we would say that in school too. Book him, Dano. It was just kind of a cool thing to do when you're in 4th grade. Book him, Dano. But we were all very aware that the old Swiss Family Robinson movie from Disney had a young Dano on there as the older brother. All in the Family was on the charts. Boy, do I Glenn Miller pray. Songs at my day parade. You know, you can imagine that. Jerry Anderson says, don't forget the Rockford Files. Dun, 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 dun. Is that it? what do you know? You're talking about somebody with a brain that's also insane. Hey, Kevin Tim Perkins, how you doing? Okay, so what odd?
Andy, here's a question that came in. Do you ever hate a theme song?
Yes, there's some that I've never gotten used to. Like, for instance, I love the show Frasier. I think that show Frasier is the best casting that I think is the best casting a television show did since MASH, and MASH was the best casting anybody did since the Andy Griffith Show. But Frasier is cast very well. The writers, I hope the writers are just living it up somewhere, because that was just the best writing crew ever. But I never got used to that theme song. And I know Kelsey Grammer wrote it, and I know he sings it, but scrambled eggs, I don't get it. I don't get it.
You know, I'm kind of the same way with, there's no words to it, but, you know, my probably all-time favorite show, love The Office. I've never liked the song that's played at the beginning. It's always too loud. I skip it.
Polly would agree with you that it's too loud. I mean, she says something about it every time an office, and the boys watch it endlessly. You know,
I think at SB, when Austin calls, that's what plays on her phone.
but she's right. That music is loud. The only song that comes to mind that I have really disliked is Laverne and Shirley. Schlemiel, Schlemazel, Hoffenbrau, Corvette, da-da-da-da-da. There's any chance we'll take it. And I guess the words have great. I think the Schlemiel, Schlemazel, I don't know. I never really liked Laverne and Shirley. I never really liked the show. I didn't like Lenny and Squiggy. I didn't like Laverne and Shirley. I didn't like the fact that they called it Laverne and Shirley after they got rid of Shirley. It's just a stupid show to me. Eva Jean Hyde says, what about Petticoat Junction? Oh, yeah. Love Petticoat Junction. Come ride this little train that is rolling down the tracks to the junction. Petticoat Junction. It's run by Kate. Come and be her guest at the junction. Petticoat Junction. And there's Uncle Joe. He's a moving kind of slow at the junction. Woo woo! Petticoat Junction. Yeah, I like Petticoat Junction. Billy Joe, Bobby Joe, Betty Joe, Uncle Joe, all the Joes. Cheers. Yeah, where everybody knows your name. That's more of a, to me, that seems like more of a brand song than a song that you sing along. I don't know. I mean, is that something you remember the words to? Ding. Rawhide, Helen Stewart and Anderson, Rawhide. Moving, keep them doggies moving. The streams are swollen, Rawhide. Hit them up, move them up. Yeah, I remember that. I remember Rawhide. You remember who was on Rawhide? Clint Eastwood. Friends theme song. I liked Friends. Love American Style? Wow. Y'all remember Love American Style? How did Love American Style go? Love American Style, truer than the red, white, and blue. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Love American Style, that's me and you. Happy Days. Happy Days. That's just kind of a normal. Now, Hey Hey We're the Monkees. That's a good song. That's a good song. Thank you, Jerry Anderson. Hey Hey We're the Monkees. How about, what about obscure? You know, Rawhide's pretty obscure. Do you remember, Branded? It was a Chuck Connors vehicle. It was the television show he had after Rifleman. Chuck Connors was the rifleman. Remember the rifleman? Come down the street. Dun 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 dun. The Rifleman, sponsored by Kellogg's. That's how that would go. That's how that would go. And that, what? Dukes of Hazzard, yeah. Just a good old boy, never even know that. But I'm still thinking about Branded. This was after The Rifleman. And if you remember, most people don't remember much about the show, but they remember the opening scene because he was like an officer in the Union Army. And the first, while the song is being sung, he's standing out at attention, and his supervisor, his officer, his general or whatever, rips the stripes off his shirt and takes the sword and breaks it over his knee and throws it on the ground. And the song is, I gotta get this, okay. All but one man died at Bitter Creek, and they say he ran away, branded, scorned as the one who ran. What do you do when you're branded? Well, you fight like a man. He was innocent, not a charge was true, but the world would never know. Branded, scorned as the one who ran. What do you do when you're branded? Well, you fight like a man. For wherever you go for the rest of your life, you must prove you're a man. Branded, sponsored by Kellogg's. That's Branded. And when I was in the 4th grade, we sang a version of that which went, stranded, stuck on the toilet bowl. What do you do when you're stranded and you ain't got a roll? We did that in the 4th grade. What was that one Jerry just said? It was some other Western. Oh, have gun will travel. Have gun will travel, reads the card of a man. A knight without armor in a savage land. A hired gun for raise the calling wind. His name is Paladin. I always thought that was just a stupid, just like, come on, you couldn't think of some more words to put in there? So,
hey, here's another question. What theme songs did you learn without intending to learn them?
What theme songs did I learn without intending to learn them? All of them. Do you think I sat down and studied this stuff? Yeah, okay. Let's see. When criminals in this world appear and do the things we all should fear. Okay, when criminals in this world appear and do the things we all should fear. There is no need to worry here. When criminals in this world appear and do the things we all should fear. There is no need to worry here. The cry goes out from far and near. See, I didn't do it like that. It was just like suddenly one day I'm walking out in the yard and it just comes out of me, just like I'm probably just by myself, and it just comes out. It's like, when criminals in this world appear and do the things we all should fear, it is no need to worry here. The cry goes up from far and near for underdog, 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 underdog. Speed of lightning, roar of thunder, fighting for the one who's under, underdog. Underdog, there's no need to fear. Underdog is here. I mean, I didn't try to learn that. Why would you try to learn that? Hey, guess what I know? But of course, this is why I had to escape from high school in some way. No, ma'am. I don't know the definition of osmosis. But I can sing the Mighty Mouse theme. Here I come to save the day. No. Secret agent man. How about that? Right in the middle of class. It'd be like right in the middle of a show. Okay, this is getting out of hand. I don't whistle, and so I can't whistle the best theme song of all time. You know it. The Andy Griffith Show. I hear that in my mind a lot. Trying to think, is there anything that we're missing? Anything we're missing?
Can you do the closing part of any theme songs?
Oh. Now you're giving me the you're crowning me as royalty of the theme show song circuit.
Oh gosh.
Because most anybody can do the first song. But if you remember, some television shows had ending songs. I don't even give them songs anymore because nobody wants to pay a lyricist. But they used to have ending songs. Like everybody knows the Gilligan's Island theme. But at the end of the show, they would do, "This is a tale of our castaways. They're here for a long, long time. No, it's an uphill climb. No motor car, not a single luxury. Like Robinson Crusoe, as primitive as can be. So join us here each week, my friend. You're sure to get a smile from 7 stranded castaways here on Gilligan's Isle." I always like that music that's after the music. Like the Gilligan's Island music always had the same music after the theme song. The Professor and Mary Ann here on Gilligan's Isle. Ding 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 ding. Then the show would start. Tim Patton, that's one of my favorites. Baby, if you've ever wondered whatever became of me, I'm living on the air in Cincinnati, WKRP. Got kinda tired of packing and unpacking, round and round, up and down the dial. So babe, if you and me were ever meant to be, maybe just think of me once in a while. I'm at WKRP in Cincinnati. One of the greatest lines of all time from that show. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. That's just like, that's top 3 sitcom history of, that's just the best. Let's see, I'm thinking of there's another ending song. And that's Beverly Hillbillies. I'm not sure I can remember it, but so now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his let's hear. So now it's time to say goodbye to Jed and all his kin. We'd like to kindly thank you folks. We'd like to thank you folks for kindly dropping in. Join us here each week, my friend. You're sure to get a smile. No, join us here each week, my friend. I want to say, join us here each week, my friend. You sure get a smile from 7 stranded clampets here on Gilligan's Island. But I can't mix these. I can't mix these songs. It doesn't work. Helen Stewart Anderson, love that one. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to the same old place that you laughed about. Well, the dreams are all around. I don't remember that part. Just say, who I thought they need you? Who they need? Back here where we need you. Oh, we tease him a lot because we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back, Kotter. Yeah. Otherwise known as the show that sprung Vinnie Barbarino on us. Who, John Travolta, he's won an Oscar, I guess, hasn't he? I don't know. But he's certainly, John Travolta, right? Saturday Night Fever, Urban Cowboy. Who knows? And how in the crap would anybody have seen him on Welcome Back, Kotter and thought, this is a superstar. This is an actor. Because on Welcome Back, Kotter, he had 2 lines. What? Where? That's all the guy ever said. What? Where? Oh, this is Oscar material. And then there was the guy that went, oh, 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 Horseshack. And then there was the guy who went, Mr. Carter. Dallas theme. I don't know the Dallas theme. Dina Kilpatrick says, amazing we can remember stuff from childhood and growing up, but can't remember a password. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I'm the same way. I can't remember a password. I can't remember a single password. Oh, Monica. Monica Early's going to be here Thursday. You've forgotten most of those shows. Now you want to watch TV. Well, let's end with this one. This is on, every night, if nothing's going on, and Polly and I are there by ourselves, we're just as liable to start cooking dinner with Andy Griffith Show, and then it moves. But if we start early enough, it'll be MASH. Then the Andy Griffith Show. Then the Beverly Hillbillies. Then Green Acres. Then 2 Hogan's Heroes. Dun, 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 dun. Hogan's Heroes is one of the greatest shows of all time. I just like it. Dun, 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 dun. That's a great show. And actually, the Green Acres is an incredible show. I know you watch it. If you watch it the first time, you think this is stupid. But when you understand what they were doing, it was like the Twilight Zone for Oliver Douglas. Oliver Douglas was just like transported into this crazy place where people understood what a pig would say, and people all believed the same thing. They all believed the Eiffel Tower was in Washington, D.C. There's just all these crazy things, and he was the only sane one, and yet they'd turn out to be right half the time. Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me. Land spreading out so far and wide. Keep Manhattan, just give me that countryside. Dun, 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 dun. New York is where I'd rather stay. I get allergic smelling hay. I just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue. Ding, 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 ding. And then You're My Wife and Goodbye City Life and Green Acres. Even the opening song is just great. It has them there at the end, like the couple in that painting with the pitchfork. Dun, 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 ting ting. It's a great show, and she, if you think she's a bimbo, man, just watch that. Just watch a couple of episodes at how good she is with that dialogue and at screwing up words. I mean, it's harder to talk screwing up words than it is to just say the words. And she that was a smart woman, Ava Gabor. And here's one last quick story. Is I was speaking at a place. This was like 15 years ago, and there were like 3,000 or 4,000 people in it. And then, you know, when you're speaking, you can't help but you just like catch eyes with somebody, and you're, for whatever reason, that tends to be a person you look at for the entire hour you're speaking, or hour and a half you're speaking. And there's 5 or 6 of those in the audience. Well, there's one guy, he's about 10 rows back, and I kept, and every time my eyes would go past him, I'd think, do I know this guy? You know, and he's smiling, he's getting into what I'm doing, he's laughing, and every time my eyes go over him, I think, who is this? This is this guy I know. And afterwards, he came up to me, introduced himself. It was Ebb. Ebb from Green Acres. I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Ebb. So, anyway, that's my connection. Oh, but the other connection I have with Green Acres is I was doing a golf tournament, and I was taken back to the hotel with Mr. Drucker and Mr. Kimball. Remember Mr. Drucker, the grocer? Mr. Kimball, county agent, Mr. Kimball. It was a beautiful day outside. It's not a beautiful day. There's some clouds. It's not some clouds. It was 7 clouds. 7 some, but it's a beautiful day. I mean, that was Mr. Kimball. You remember who was the Mr. I always think of and I can hear Oliver Douglas's voice. Mr. Kimball. Who's the guy that always sold stuff? Mr. Haney. Yeah. Mr. Douglas, for only $14,000, you can have this coconut hair escape ladder. Oh, you wanted the ladder with rungs? That'll be $15,000. I love that guy. I love that guy. All right, that's it. And we will see you guys Thursday on Wisdom Harbor Day. And Monica Early will be our guest for the protocol conversation. All right, these are getting out of hand. These protocol conversations are just being way too funny. We're going to have to just like serious them up a little bit. Not really. Bye-bye.